In this video, I want to introduce you to the BlueTex wall repair and cover system. Now, if you've got a building with old, torn, dirty, stained insulation, this is the system you've been looking for. So here's the deal. The insulation itself is probably in decent shape. It's usually the facing that is all torn and stained and just falling apart. And it's no longer a vapor barrier since it allows warm, moist air to go through the insulation and condense on the cold metal, which can cause wet insulation. We often use the seat cover analogy. Basically, the seat, structurally it's okay, just the surface is all torn or dirty or stained. That's essentially what the BlueTex insulation does. It provides a new surface on the interior of the building that is tear-proof and puncture resistant. And talk about a huge difference in appearance. Take a look at some of these before and after pictures using the BlueTex wall cover system. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. The BlueTex system is actually more durable and puncture resistant than the original insulation. And the install process is basically the same whether you're doing a wall or the roof. The roof is basically just a wall turned sideways. So let's get into how the actual system works. Essentially, there's three parts. There's the BlueTex insulation, there's the seam tape, and then we have our proprietary termination bars. We call them term bars that are made of extruded aluminum to terminate the BlueTex in the tops and the bottoms of the purlins. We sell a turnkey system that has all the components, but if you wanted to make your own termination bars, you could use wood 1x2s and it would work just fine. So here's a quick summary of the actual install process. First, you generally want to use the 50-inch wide product. It's a lot easier to handle on the arms and shoulders compared to the 62-inch. You're going to run the piece up and down and have about a 2 or 3 inch flap on the bottom of the girt or purlin. Then you're going to use your termination bar and attach either to the bottom of the purlin or to the back flange against the wall. You just want to make sure not to put screws into the metal skin. You want to put them in the small cavities. Then you're going to pull it down. You're going to use the termination bar to pull it tight, and you're going to push screws through the termination bar into the top of the girt or purlin below. You're going to line your termination bar up with the left edge. The product is 50 inches wide, but the termination bars are 48 inches wide. This gives you a 2-inch space that's going to be a perfect overlap to start your next piece. Generally, you're going to work from the top to the bottom and do one row at a time. And you can use the termination bar on the bottom basically as a cutting edge to cut off the BlueTex and minimize any waste. Once you do one column, then you're going to move over, take your lift, go to the second column, and repeat the same process. Along the way, you're going to tape the seams. Once you do a few pieces, you'll start to get the hang of it and increase your speed, and 2 guys in a lift can knock out a lot of wall really quickly. If you're doing a roofing application, I'd actually recommend using 2 lifts side by side running parallel, since they're kind of like skateboards. They want to go one direction, and just do one cavity between the purlins all the way down the building, and then turn around and come back and do the next purlin all the way down the building again. Finally, there are some different options on how you terminate the BlueTex at the ground. It kind of depends on how your building is put together, but we cover more details on that on the website. A lot of times you have screws sticking through the bottom L bracket, and it's actually pretty easy. You push the BlueTex onto the screws, and then you use a locking washer and about a 3/8 deep socket with a hammer drill, and you just push the lock washer onto the screw and then use the ground to cut off the edge of the BlueTex. It's a nice, clean, easy way to finish out the bottom. For more information, visit BlueTexInsulation.com. If you have any questions, give us a call or send us an email. We have a specialist that can help you with your particular questions on this application method or to help you determine how much material you need. We also offer a sample kit that you can do a small section to show to a building owner or a property manager or someone who makes the final decision. You can do that, and if you purchase the sample kit, the price of the sample kit will be applied to any future orders. For more information, visit BlueTexInsulation.com.